Hello, my name is Charlie Haffey. The title of today's show is Sharing Files in Google Drive. Now, sharing files in Google Drive is a pretty powerful tool. So you got to be careful at the capabilities that you allow others to have. The first part of my video today is a voiceover from a PowerPoint. And I did that because there are a lot of details and a lot of points to cover. And I figured this just was the best way to go. Three degrees of sharing in Google Drive. My name is Charlie Haffey. There are three sharing levels in Google Drive. You can give somebody an edit capability, a comment capability, and a view capability. If you give somebody an edit capability, that gives them the greatest access to the files. For all intents and purposes, they have no restrictions at all. That little asterisk means that you do have an ace up your sleeve. If you give somebody the ability to comment, they do not have any editing capabilities at all. They can offer suggestions through the comments. If you allow somebody the opportunity to view your files, it's read-only. Think PDF. However, make a copy is a game changer. If somebody shares a file with you and gives you view capabilities, you can make a copy. When you make a copy, all shared connections to that file are broken. Everybody who had a shared view of that file at any level, all those shared connections are broken. The viewer is now the sole owner. Then most of the time, people then move that copied file to a drive location. And that little asterisk means that you still have another ace up your sleeve. So to make a copy, you go to File, and you come down to Make a Copy. There are two ways then to take your copy and move it. When it makes a copy, it's going to say for 3 degrees of sharing. If you made a copy, it would be copy of 3 degrees of sharing. Then you have two opportunities to move that to someplace on your drive. So below that, we have the Move To option. And you see there's a little folder there. If you click on that, you can work through your file hierarchy and find a new location for your copy. And if you look at the very top, to the right of 3 degrees of sharing, there is another folder. It does the same thing. The ace up your sleeve. Go to Share and then Advanced. At the bottom of the shared settings, there's a couple of opportunities for you to retain complete control. So ace up your sleeve, upper right, I'm going to go to Share, click on that. And in the bottom right, I go to Advanced, click on that. And I get my Shared Settings dialog box. And way down here, I have the two aces up my sleeve. And the first one, if you click on that first option, it says, prevents editors from changing access and adding new people. Really what you're doing here is you're just limiting the editors to editing. The next option will disable the options to download, print, and copy for anybody who is a commenter or a viewer. So that really does, for somebody who's a viewer, that does turn it really into a PDF. That's a quick overview of 3 degrees of sharing in Google Drive. I have my Google Drive user interface open in front of me, and I started in my drive and went down to a folder called Canton. And inside the Canton folder are these folders right here. And I want to open this file sharing folder, but you'll notice right off the bat that the icon for the file sharing folder has a little person on the inside. And that means that this folder is shared. You can share folders like you can share any other file. The benefit of sharing a folder is that anything that goes inside that folder will automatically be shared to the same people. I could, if I wanted to add people, I could right-click on this. I can go to Share here, or I could left-click on it to highlight it and come up to Share over here if I wanted to change the settings for the folder. But let me do this. I'm going to open up File Sharing, and I'm going to put a new document right in there, and lo and behold, the created item will have the same sharing permissions as the selected folder. Well, that's what I want. And that saves me the trouble of clicking on the little icon and going into the shared settings dialog box. So I'm just going to go OK. And what I want to do is I'm going to dump in some text. And this is an outline that I made for a while ago for working with the MTA retirees. And if you remember, Gmail outline is on the top line. I click up here. Boom. Gmail outline is now the title of this. And all changes are saved in Drive. Very good. I want to share this with some other people. I come up here to Share. And you could enter the names and email addresses here. I really don't like doing that. I come into Advanced. And you'll notice that I'm in here twice. I use two different accounts. I'm going to get rid of this one. It's a redundant account. I don't really need it. And I'm going to save the changes. All right. I'm going to invite two people. I want to invite people. One person I'm going to invite to view and one to edit. So let's look at Jesse. I'm going to have Jesse come in. And I want Jesse, definitely, I don't want Jesse to edit. I want Jesse to view. And by default, this Notify People checkbox is checked. And you can add a message. So, check it out. I'm going to send it. Now, Jesse has been added to the shared settings with the View Final Files capability. I'm going to add another one, Electron Ron. There's Ron. And I definitely want him to be able to edit, so I'm going to leave it on Can Edit. Ron and I work a lot together. I'm not going to notify him. He knows what's going on. So I'm going to click OK, and it gives you a warning. Do you really want to skip sending the invitations? Yeah, OK. And you can see Electron Ron is here, and he has the edit, and Jesse is sitting here, and Jesse can view the final files. Down here on the bottom, if you remember from the slide deck, are two very powerful tools. The first one is a checkbox, and if I check that, it says, I have now prevented the editors from changing the access and adding new people. If you do that, whoever's going to edit will just be able to edit. Now, I trust Ron a lot. He does a lot of good work, so I'm going to deselect this. If he wants to do any other changes, I'm okay. Down here, though, is one that will probably be used more often. Here, I have now disabled the options to download, print, and copy for commentators and viewers. So now, somebody who has a view capability of my file can only look at it. They can't do any of those other options. So you've made changes you need to save, so I'm going to save those. And now I'm done. Come back up here, and it says now I've shared that with two people. So I know that's Jesse and Ron. Let's say we're going along here, and I'm finding out Jesse's just not doing the job I want Jesse to do. So I'm going to disinvite Jesse. Come up here to Shared. Go to Advanced. I'm going to come over here to Jesse, and I'm just going to click on the X, and Jesse's gone. You have made changes that need to be saved, so I save the changes. And I'm done. For me, though, most of the time, I don't go through that process. For me, when I'm teaching courses, come up here to Share. And what I want to do is I want to get a shareable link. So I click on this, and now anyone with this link can view. I'm going to copy the link, and then I'll paste that into some sort of table of contents or an agenda for the day, and anybody who looked up that page and saw that prompt could click on that and go to that document and have view-only capabilities. So in a nutshell, that really is how you invite people and how you disinvite people to share files with you. That is a much more convenient way of doing things. Back in the day, I would have to take a file, attach it to an email, and send it off to a collaborator. Then my document was obsolete because then the other person would make changes, and then they would attach that as an attachment to me coming back, and then I would have the most recent version. It was a mess. This is so much better. If you have any feedback about this video, please email me. And if you have any other topics that you'd like to see covered in a video, please let me know. My name is Charlie Haffey. Thanks for watching.